Hello everybody. So our first card is the Strength card. And I am so excited about this card to explain it and talk about it and all that good stuff. So before I start, what I always do is I just take a moment to be present with each card. It's important to be present in everything that you do. So when I look at this card, I see a beautiful woman, the feminine. It can be a man as well, but I see a woman standing next to a very masculine being, the lion. His mouth is open, which can be very intimidating and scary, but as you see, she's petting it. Her hands are very close to his mouth actually, and she doesn't seem to be afraid. The lion is next to her, it's not behind her, and it's not ahead of her. So, this card represents passion, experiencing passion in a very tangible way. Rather, that's experiencing passion through your job that you love, that fulfills you emotionally. Whether you're an athlete, whatever athletes do. Not an athlete, but you know what I mean. Whether you're a dancer, or a singer, or an entrepreneur. Oh my God, yes, entrepreneurs are creators. An entertainer of any type. You are experiencing passion, hopefully, at its greatest. The challenge with this card, if I look down at my notes, this card, you can talk about each card for days, but I don't want to do that to you. So I have to keep it down to one page. You could literally, and I do want to say that, you could literally spend, I don't want to exaggerate, but you can, it's possible. You could spend a year, if you want to, on one card. One card. Spend a year researching, learning, and absorbing everything that this card has to offer. There's so much history in each card and in the entire deck. But the challenge in this card is to be able to feel that passion, that love, the beauty of whatever, to feel it, but to also be at one with God, the higher power, Mother God. But if you look at her, she's not dominating him by having him on any kind of leash. She doesn't have him in a cage. She's out in nature with a lion, with nothing wrapped around his neck. You see, the greatest strength comes from inside. With her wit, her beauty, her inner strength, she is controlling this lion. And a lot of times, especially in this world, we see people who have to yell and dominate and enslave something that is meant to be strong, instead of trying to be one with that thing, trying to find the balance in whatever that thing is. You cannot suppress the lion inside of you. The moment you do that, you find yourself in a place that can become stagnant, that can become dangerous for you. Unexpressed passion is dangerous. And it's scary. It's a very scary place. Emotionally. So I'm going to go through the different levels. Emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Emotionally. Feeling connected to your audience is going to teach you how to also connect with yourself in one aspect or another. If you look at this card, you're going to see the infinity. So everything kind of is one with the other, And it's kind of like a never-ending cycle. So you'll find yourself as an artist at times receiving things from the audience and the audience receiving things from you. And that is a never-ending cycle. You guys are always and constantly feeding off of each other. And at any moment you feel like you don't need your fan base, your audience, to inspire you, is when you are probably being ungrateful. You are probably operating in a place where what we'll talk about further on when we get into the spiritual, but your sacral chakra is being blocked. So that's emotionally. Spiritually is understanding. This is so funny because I always see, whenever I say this, people just look at me like I'm crazy. But people that know, everything in this world is having sex in one way or another in nature. Everything on this planet is having sex. Pollen is nothing but Mother Nature's sperm. Valerie Love Kaisi says that all the time. Well, she said it in another video, but she said it before. Pollen is nothing but sperm. And at every moment on this planet, sex is being had. So why do we look at it as if it's bad? Sex is meant to be passionate, and you're supposed to share passion through sex, and it's a beautiful thing. And once you are able to connect with your inner nature, it no longer has control over you. Once you are able to no longer have shame and understand your nature as a woman and embrace every beautiful part of you, nothing can have control over you. The card is also associated with Leo, and it's associated with Leo because if you know any Leos, you probably know that they are very bright by nature, very bright, and they always have a very sunny disposition and a love for life. But what I find often with Leos who are not in touch with their passion is that they can be very dominating with their negativity. And it sucks because I just see so much damn potential, but you're so negative. And not only are you negative, but you kind of have a way of dominating everyone else's energy because Leo is a very strong and dominant sign. Your passion can be one of your greatest strengths. But if it rules you, you can get caught in the addiction of fulfilling your own sexual needs. Have you ever seen someone who, once again, is not living in their happiness? Usually when you see unhappy people who are just disappointed with their life, dominating your energy filled with their negativity. When you tap into your inner strength, you can identify with that and you can call it out instantly with inner strength. So the physical aspect of this card is the sacral chakra. It's about 3 fingers below the navel. So if you ever feel butterflies when you're happy or when you're in love, that's coming from that sacral chakra area. When this area is blocked, you feel gray, you feel dull, you don't feel inspiration or creativity coming easily to you. You're very negative. Things to do that can help: eat lots of orange. I'm wearing orange right now. Orange is the color of the sacral chakra. Eat lots of orange. Eat mango. Eat papaya. Eat cantaloupe. Dance, guys. Get outside. Do something you would never do. Do it. Find the love in it. Or go do something. A lot of times, like when we get into depression, the sacral chakra is something that also is blocked when you don't want to do the things that you're passionate about. Depression is something that knocks on my door often. That's what I like to say. And when she comes, I let her in. And I ask her, what are you doing here? How can I help you? And what can we do to work together so that you can leave? So you don't shut the door because she's not going anywhere. And she'll find another way in. Point blank, period. So that's never the point, to pretend like depression is not there, because she will stay at that door until you let her in and you talk to her and you acknowledge her presence. So a lot of my depression comes is when I'm having a great high, I'm having a great experience in life, and I have a great low right after. I have a great low, very strong low. Whenever I'm about to or have already done something great in my life, something comes and it just hits me. And it hits me hard. But I never say I suffer from depression. I don't suffer because of her. We sit down and we talk. And we get that shit handled. Other ways to get that sacral chakra opened, ways to help yourself become more creative, do what you love to do, surround yourself with people who love to do what you do. Honestly, I've created a sacred space for myself. And whenever I need help, I go to that space. It's in my room. I've posted pictures of it on my Facebook page. But help is always around you. The universe will always provide it for you if you want it. So, questions to ask yourself. This is always fun. These are great questions to ask if you're trying to write a song based off of the Strength card. So, this comes from questions that I have created myself in my sacred space, and this amazing book, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's Tarot for Yourself by Mary Kay Greer. Guys, man, this book is like, you see all my notes in here. I'm still not finished with this book. This book has changed my life. Okay? Just letting you know. But I would say that you probably should know a little bit about the cards before you go here. You want to make sure you have somewhat of a relationship with the cards before you go here. So kind of stay tuned with the channel and possibly go through the book as well. So I'm going to start with my questions and then I'm going to go over to her questions, because man, that book, that book is so edible. Am I ready to take action? Am I ready to take action? Am I afraid of the sexual area in my life? Am I willing to experience joy? Am I afraid to experience passion in my life? Am I controlling myself too much? Am I afraid of sex? Am I afraid of letting anyone into my experience? I'm a Cancer ascendant, and yes, that is my thing. I do not let everyone in. Once you're in, you ain't leaving. How strong is your love? What is the natural or instinctive thing to do? How are you being called upon to show courage and perseverance? What do you desire to create? I courageously persevere in the loving reconciliation of my lower and higher selves. That is an affirmation. I'll read it again. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Whenever I draw that card, especially if it's reversed, if this card is reversed, we'll talk more about reversals. I read this affirmation to myself before I go to bed, whenever I start feeling that fear come along, when I'm about to have a performance. And for some reason, I don't get nervous anymore for the typical reason. Now I get more nervous if I'm going into an environment that I'm spiritually not prepared for. So I read that affirmation again, and I might write it on my channel. I just made a post about the Strength card on my Facebook page. I'll put it on there. I courageously persevere in the loving reconciliation of my lower and higher selves. It's just so juicy. It's just so good. So good. So I really hope that this did something for you guys, because it always does something for me. And I will see you guys on Tuesday for the live chat starting from the Magician on up. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.